I had a inverter that started to beep, and it is a SAMLEX inverter, and well, here is the type number. Switch mode DC AC pure sine wave inverter, 300 watts. Well, that's all what it is. You can also buy a 12 volt inverter that changes, and I mean 12 volt DC in, giving out 110 volts AC out on 50 Hertz or 60 Hertz, etc, etc. This is the SAMLEX inverter. I had it for many years. SAMLEX is, in my opinion, a real top brand. So no hesitation about the quality of this inverter. And you see the inside. The sun is shining on it at the moment in the Netherlands, 3 May 2023. And well, it is beautifully made, high quality, etc, etc. But like everything that has to give out a high voltage, there are certain things to tell. For instance, when you know about the circuits of old school analog television sets, there was a high voltage generator, approximately on 16 kilohertz. They did drive the high voltage generator, and when a lot of, say, dust and dirt got up into the high voltage lines, the old school television set started to beep. The frequency went down from approximately 16 kilohertz to, say, 8 kilohertz, and after, say, a month or so, the high voltage transistor of that old TV set burned out due to, say, stray capacitance, stray inductance, stray resistance. And that's the reason why you have to hold such an inverter clean, to prevent all these problems. So, like I told, this is the where it's all about. A beeping inverter. That inverter can give out all kinds of AC voltages, 110 volt, 230 volts, different frequencies, 50 Hertz, 60 Hertz, 50 Hertz in Europe and 60 Hertz in America, as far as I know. And this inverter works on a certain frequency where it transfers the DC current, the high DC current, to say moderated 230 volts or 110 volts AC. So when you, in general, such an inverter works in the order of 80 kilocycles up to approximately 150 kilocycles. Well, in fact, you have to study the schematic. Many of these schematics are not available on the World Wide Web. But anyway, this is more or less the reality. And when that frequency goes down, of course you cannot hear 80 kilocycles. That's impossible. The human ear only can, say, receive the highest frequency of, say, approximately 18 kilocycles, or etc. But anyway, when that high frequency is damped due to to dirt, etc., the frequency will go down and you can hear it. So this is my conclusion at the moment. This inverter beeps, so that means clean it. And you can see that there is here quite a few dust stored up. By the way, the whole electronic schematic seems quite good. In fact, no complaints about it. So, the only thing that I wanted to tell regarding this problem is, of course, that say dust, etc., can heap up in such a inverter, and in that case there is a could be a kind of shortcut, and that means that certain electronic elements don't want to work in the way that the engineers thought that they had to work. Anyway, again, a very, very good brand. It starts to beep, no drama here. In fact, the whole thing is very simple, and it's also about procurement. That's what I wanted to tell. So keep such an inverter clean when it starts to beep. And of course there could be also more, say, other electronic reasons. So not dust or dirt, but say that certain electronic components are losing their properties. Say when they need an endless resistance in the schematic, that resistance is goes back to, say, in another range, say 500K range or 200K range, and for such a investigation you of course need the schematic. So only about the procurement. First ID, clean it, that's all you can do, and when the whole thing gets broke, that's a complete other situation. By the way, this inverter has the very good property that when by accident you reverse the positive and the negative, only one here fuse blows out. So I had that, say, 2 times with this inverter, that I connected the positive and the negative not in the proper way. Only this fuse blew out. And of course when you have another inverter and open it, could be that you need another fuse here. And then I mean a fuse with say higher, that needs a higher current to burn out, is made for a higher current to switch off a circuit, or a lower current, etc., etc. And here you see some fuses that I have in store, and the yellow one in this case proved to be okay, and it's a car fuse, automotive fuse. So that was all to tell. I see some dust here. Of course, never say take a very fierce brush and brush off everything in a fierce way. You can surely damage such an inverter when doing that. So a very soft brush, doing very soft work, and inspect all, say, the contacts, etc, etc. So this inverter still works, and even when I don't clean it, it will still work for many years. But this is a kind of procurement. Thanks for watching. I can advise this brand, SAMLEX. I think I bought this 10 years ago or so. Anyway. And it is pure sine wave. That's very, very important. My advice is don't buy other inverters that don't give out a pure sine wave. When not a pure sine wave is given out, it really could be that you damage at the output. Say your amplifier or whatever, and I did many tests on that, and it's even very, very easy to destroy a transformer when such an inverter does not give out a pure sine wave. And there are inverters on the market that don't give out a pure sine wave. Say they give out a kind of square wave or an adapted square wave, and in that case the heat development in an AC transformer can get so high that it burns out, or that the internal heat fuse also burns out, not also burns out, but burns out. And in that case the transformer is dead. Thanks for watching. And this was all.